Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Diary of a Lawyer. And today I want to talk about the principle of collective punishment under international law. Now, international law it prescribes specific principles that should be considered ideally and taken into account, to which member states who are signatories to those treaties, if those legal principles were articulated or formed under treaties, then international law prescribes and details the nature, the scope, the context, and the jurisdiction of those treaties. Now, we've had a lot about various words being bandied about in the context of current law events, but we don't get into the politics. We just focus on what actually the law is supposed to say and what it says. Now, and the principle we're looking at today is the principle of collective punishment under international law. Collective punishment is generally considered under international law a violation of human rights and humanitarian principles. It, collective punishment involves punishing a group of people for the actions of individuals within that group, even if they are not personally responsible for that wrongdoing. Now, international human rights instruments and treaties, as well as customary international law, emphasize the protection of individuals' rights and prohibit arbitrary or discriminatory treatment. The prohibition against collective punishment is rooted in various international legal instruments, and in summary, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the ICCPR, under Article 21, the Geneva Conventions, customary international law, and the International Criminal Court also has jurisdiction over crimes of a serious nature, including, including those that involve collective punishment. Now, just to go into a bit more detail, um, under the ICCPR, Article 2 of the ICCPR, correction, it's Article 2, not Article 21 of the ICCPR, states that each party, and I quote, each state party to the present covenant undertakes to respect and to ensure all individuals within its territory and subject to its jurisdiction rights recognized in the present covenant without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Quote unquote. Now, this provision underscores the individual nature of human rights and implies that punishment should be directed at those responsible for the wrongdoing rather than the entire group to which they belong. And under the Geneva Conventions, in the context of armed conflict, the Geneva Conventions and their additional protocols prohibit collective punishment. Civilians and other non-combatants are to be protected from harm. Reprisals against them are generally considered illegal. Furthermore, under customary international law, the prohibition against collective punishment is also considered a norm of customary international law, which is formed by widespread and consistent state practice, coupled with the belief that such practice is required as a matter of law. Now, the International Criminal Court, in short, the ICC, also has jurisdiction over crimes of a serious nature, including those that involve collective punishment. The Rome Statute, which established the ICC, recognizes various crimes against humanity, such as murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts which may involve the concept of collective punishment. Now, despite these legal prohibitions, instances of collective punishment have occurred in different parts of the world, and it's important that addressing and preventing such violations is an ongoing challenge for the international community, admittedly, or human rights organization and institutions responsible for enforcing international law. So that is it in a nutshell, what collective punishment within the scope of international law is taken to be have been either violated or upheld or under the jurisdictions of the various member states that are subject to either the conventions or under customary international law. And that's it in a nutshell. So it's up to people to make up their own judgment, but it is prescribed very clearly under international law that innocent people should not be punished for the crimes or illegality committed by other people or individuals in a particular group. And so we shall leave it there. We don't get into the politics, but we shall leave it there and focus on what the law actually says. And we shall speak again. Thanks for listening on this episode of the Diary of a Lawyer. Thank you, and we shall speak again. Goodbye.